What's up everyone? We're back again with another episode of the Evo Build, and today is going to be a very exciting episode. The steps we're taking today are going to finally get this car to the point where it's ready to fire up. Now if you haven't been following along, there have been a ton of big changes on this thing, everything from head studs, cams, fuel system, plus a ton of little things. You can check out all of those videos on the channel, but we finally got this thing to the point where we have only a couple more things left to do before this thing will be ready to start. We got to get the intake manifold put back on there. We got to get those last two fuel lines made. We got to finish up the drive-by-wire setup, which includes the Evo 10 pedal assembly. And we got to get the ECU and the wiring harness put in this car. And the wiring harness is exactly where we're going to start. This beautiful bowl of spaghetti is my custom wiring harness from Ohm Racing. This is actually my second wiring harness from Ohm Racing. I had one previously built on the last setup, which used the stock ECU and all of the stock sensors and everything. But knowing that I was going to go to the Haltech, I decided to go with an entire new harness instead of using like a jumper harness or anything like that. So this thing is all set up for the Haltech with the correct connections for the Haltech Nexus S3, which is the ECU we are going with. And it also has everything set up for all the additional sensors that we've added to the car. The oil pressure sensor, the fuel pressure sensor, the wideband, the new map sensor. Everything is directly wired into this harness, and even the drive-by-wire setup, so that I don't have to have any extra harnesses or any extra wiring running to anything. With the exception, I guess, of the second fuel pump that I do have to pin into the ECU and wire that back to that relay box that we installed last week. But Ohm Racing, so far, great quality product. Both the harnesses that I've gotten from them have been very well made. They do all the little extra things to make sure that the harness is done correctly. And I'm really excited to get this thing installed in the car, so let's do it. Our first order of business is going to be to feed the business end of this bad boy through the firewall. Okay, time to go inside the car. As you can see here, the new wiring harness is now run into underneath the glove box into the car. And I will try my best to kind of show where all of these wires will end up. This set right here runs underneath the center console. This plug here goes to the drive-by-wire pedal, and as you can see, Ohm Racing labels all of the connectors. It is an option that you can choose when you order a harness from those guys. So everything's labeled so you know exactly where everything gets plugged in. This one goes to the windshield wiper, which, since I already had a harness in here prior, there's the connection that runs up there underneath the dash already to connect to the windshield wiper motor. And it disconnects. So I left that one in there because it's kind of a pain to run, and just disconnected it, so the new harness can just plug right into where the old one was already run. And then these ones here are the ones that go to the actual ECU, which, as you can see here, the car does not have an ECU in it right now. Let's get all of these wires run where they're supposed to go to. This is the airbag connector in some way. I have it detached right now. There's 4 bolts that hold it in. It goes in like this, but I have it moved out of the way. We'll put it back. Don't hit that with a hammer. I think that's how airbags work. Bad things will happen. The reason I had that detached out of the way there is because there are some wires that run underneath it to these plugs here. So we'll just start feeding wires where they need to go. This one will go across to the pedal. So now, besides the ECU and the drive-by-wire pedal assembly, the interior wiring is basically done. That part's nice and easy. Now we go under the hood, just start plugging things in. The wiring harness comes out, and I just have all of the plugs and everything kind of run over the top of the engine for right now. Just like on the inside, all of these are also labeled. You see this one says VSS, so I know that that's the vehicle speed sensor. And every single one of these plugs has one of those labels on it, so I know exactly where they need to go. For this part, the intake manifold is still off. There's a reason I left it off, is because now I have a ton of access behind the engine here, and I will be able to just start plugging things in and running wires kind of the way that I want them to be run. The only thing that needs to be plugged in that's actually on the intake manifold is the fuel injectors, so those will be done last. I'm just gonna set the camera up and start plugging things in. I guess one other thing to note, that this build specifically, there are a couple of sensors that were added that aren't on a factory Evo, and they've been moved. I can kind of show you where those are. This sensor right here is an oil pressure sensor that's been added, the factory oil pressure sensor location. This one right here is a fuel pressure sensor that is just before the fuel pressure regulator so that we can monitor fuel pressure. And then down here on the firewall, that is mounted with a rubber isolator, that is our MAP sensor. So that's our manifold absolute pressure sensor. That's going to tell us how much boost or vacuum the car is running. And that one is mounted to the firewall with a rubber isolator because those sensors don't really enjoy vibration so much. This way, you can kind of reduce the vibration that it sees if it was mounted to the engine or the intake manifold, something that vibrates a lot. It just has a push lock fitting on the end of it that will run a pressure line to the intake manifold so that it can get an accurate reading. So let's go ahead and start plugging in some of these wires. Okay, so we got everything plugged in except for these wires right here are the fuel injectors, and then there is the drive-by-wire throttle body that's also attached to the intake manifold right now. So let's get this intake manifold put on here. Okay, intake manifold back on. Every plug is plugged in, with the exception still of the intake air temperature sensor, which is on the intercooler piping, which is not in the car yet. But let's shift back to the inside of the car so that we can install this. This is a electronic throttle pedal out of an Evo 10. And in order to install this into the vehicle, you do need an adapter. And I have this really cool, bright, shiny billet piece from Evo Spec Performance. This is an awesome piece. My favorite part of this is that there's a little engraving on the back, and it says, "Sometimes when I make stuff, I do weird shit like this," which is awesome. Now this did also come with all new titanium hardware to install it. So this gets bolted underneath the dashboard, and then this gets bolted to this. So we'll get this installed, this plugged in, then we can move on to the ECU. I've only dealt with titanium hardware a couple of times, and it's just so nice. I would love to replace every nut and bolt on this car with titanium. It's just so expensive. Working under the dash, always a good time. The worst part about that is that nice billet adapter piece, no one's ever gonna see it. Kind of glad I got to put it in the video because now everyone can appreciate it. Now, It's time for the good stuff. That's right, ECU time, finally. Feels like I've had this for a long time. I have. I haven't opened it yet. I was waiting to do it on camera, so here we go. Let's get a glimpse of this bad boy. Nice. This is, of course, just the ECU because we have the wiring harness already that's in the car. So in order to mount this in the car, I did have a friend of mine 3D print this little bracket so that it should, I haven't tested it yet, mount in the same location as the factory ECU, and we should still be able to close the glove box. So we're gonna go ahead and bolt the ECU to this bracket, and then we will see if that's true and try and mount this up in the car. This is nice. This is a good setup because all of the plugs are right here on the bottom, very easily accessible, so that we can plug into the USB-C, and then all of these guys can also plug into the bottom of it. Okay, now that the ECU is in the car and we got the intake manifold on there, the last step here is going to be to get these last two fuel lines made. So let's get this buttoned up. Fuel line to fuel pressure regulator, fuel filter to fuel rail. Done. Okay, got the return line from the fuel rail to the fuel pressure regulator. We got that fuel pressure sensor now plugged into the wiring harness. And then over here, we have the feed that runs down. I got it mounted to the firewall right there. And that runs underneath the car directly to that fuel filter that we mounted 2 weeks ago, a while ago. Which means now the fuel system is complete with the exception of that one wire that we need to run from the ECU, which I need to pin back to the relay that controls the second pump. A couple more things to button up here. I'm gonna reattach catch can to the valve cover. We've got some lines there. And then of course, we are still missing the blow-off valve pipe, which will probably stay off until I get to the ECU so that I can program the throttle body. I think this ECU stuff I'm learning as I go, but I think with the drive-by-wire throttle body, you have to program like how far it opens based on like the pedal. So we'll get there. That'll be a learning experience for sure. But let's get these two hoses hooked up to the valve cover. It is so nice to be able to tighten those without the fitting just spinning in the valve cover. The valve cover fix is probably one of the best things I've done. The engine is very much looking pretty complete now. We're just missing the intake pipe. And there are a few other things that I kind of have to button up, some vacuum lines, some stuff like that. But for the most part, this thing's just about ready to fire up. In order to start this thing up, I'm gonna have to hook the laptop up to the ECU and build some type of base map. I'm gonna have to do quite a bit of research on exactly how to do that because it's gonna be a pretty big learning experience for me. That is going to be just me getting to the point where I can start the car. And I think I have the capabilities to do that. I'm not going to tune this thing myself, which brings me to a pretty good point. If you guys out there in the Evo world have any recommendations for who could tune this car on the Haltech, let me know. Tag them, drop them in the comments. I'm in the middle of the country, I would like it done in person, but I'm in the Midwest, about 5 hours south of Chicago. So let me know. Until then, we're gonna get the base map on it. In the next video, this car will start, I think. Stick around, subscribe. For those of you guys that have been asking for super content, it's over there. It's coming. Make sure you follow along, because there's no way that I'm just gonna let the Evo be the fastest car in the garage. So we got big things coming for the Supra. Stick around, and we'll see you guys in the next one.